9, number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9.
Hello, all good people of the world. This is Paul Wittekind returning to you with the universal law of numbers, and I'm just getting it set up here a little bit for me today. And we're going to continue on a little bit where I left off because I need to basically complete that in order to make my case about my universal law of numbers code, the 369 code, which is 248751. Now, before we get started, just a little bit of reintroduction, some of the basic things. We have this sequence of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And excuse me because I've had the flu. Now, that sequence continues 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, etc. on to infinity. And that is our numbers. And it also goes in this direction, in the minus direction to infinity, and it will continue the sequence. All of these sequences going down will continue on to infinity as well. It will go 248751, 248751, and that will go to infinity. And if you want to think about that in the negative direction, it will as well. So all of these codes going across, each of the 6 lines going across, they are also recurring sequences that continue on to infinity. And what I call this is the universal law of numbers, the periodic table of mathematics, which is in fact the 369 code. Now, a couple of things about it. We can take any number, say it has 1,000,000 digits, it can be positive or negative, it doesn't make any difference how many digits it has. It can have 1,000,000,000,000 digits or trillions of digits, or even 1 or 10 or 5 or 6 or whatever. But every number can be added up and reduced, and it will reduce to a number between 1 and 9. And when that happens, it will become a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4. Whatever it reduces to, it will literally become that number. And if it becomes, let's say, we add them up, that particular number, and it reduces to a 2, it will become a 2, and it will behave like a 2. And if we take that original number and we square it, it will reduce to a 4. And if we take that number and we cube it, it will reduce to an 8. And if we take it to the 4th power, it will reduce to a 4. And if we take 2 numbers and one reduces to a 2 and one reduces to a 4, for instance, and we add those 2 numbers together, 2 plus 4 is 6, so that number will reduce to a 6. If we have 2 numbers and one reduces to a 1 and the other one reduces to a 7, for instance, and we add them together, it will be an 8. And if we multiply 1 by 7, that's 7. So if we multiply that 1 number by that 7 number, it will also reduce to a 7. And that's the power of the universal law of numbers. Now, one of my subscribers posed the question, well, why don't we learn about this in school? And in effect, I will tell you that in reality, in all actuality, that's all we've been learning about in school, and particularly in mathematics and in science and chemistry and biology, and etc., because this is the universal code that's given to us by the universe. Now, admittedly, I am basically providing a different perspective on what mathematics is. Nevertheless, it's the same mathematics, and I will just kind of give you an illustration of that point I'm making. Now, typically in mathematics, in geometry and trigonometry, for instance, we see a geometrical image and structure, whatever, and we try and measure it with numbers. Well, I'm just taking the perspective from the numbers, and these numbers are actually giving us the geometrical structures that we are measuring. So inside of this code are all of the geometric structures, and I just kind of point this out. Now, you know, all of these geometric structures, a circle will be 360 degrees and reduced to a 9. A right triangle will be 90 degrees, 45 and 45 degrees. That's 180 degrees. It will reduce to a 9. This is a triangle with 30, 30, and 120 degrees. That's 180 degrees. It will reduce to a 9. And these are both, well, square and a rectangle, 4 times 90 degrees. Both of them will be 360 degrees and reduced to a 9. And we have an equilateral triangle, and that'll have 360-degree angles, and it will reduce to a 9. And if we take that equilateral triangle and we make it 100 times smaller, it's a little bit hard to understand. Nevertheless, it will still have 360-degree angles and reduce to a 9. And the same thing applies if we made it trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of times smaller. It will still be an equilateral triangle. If we did it with a circle, it will still be a circle, and it will reduce to a 9. And that might be difficult for us to understand, but on the scale of the universe, and for the universe itself, it's not difficult at all. Now, basically, what this universal law of numbers is doing, it's giving us these numbers, and they always reduce to a 9. And it's telling us what these geometrical arrangements are. If we take it on the flat grid, we get 147. That's one of the codes. If we look at 258, 258, or 5 like that, that's one of the codes. And it gives us the equilateral triangles. And they're shown here in the circle with the 369, and they're shown here in the circle with the 528, and they're shown here in the circle with the 741. And if we start, this is the 248751. If we start connecting the dots, we are going to come up with much more intricate and complicated geometric structures. But nevertheless, 369, 639, that's your equilateral triangle. Nevertheless, basically what this universal law of numbers is showing us, that it exists, and it exists in multi-dimensions because we have this dimension 1 through 9, but we also have these 6 following dimensions, which are the reoccurring sequence, and they go on for infinity in every direction. So if you can basically conceptualize that in your mind, well, I cannot exactly, but some of the videos that I've included, underneath in my videos, they try and basically offer computer graphics to conceptualize these kind of things, tetrahedrons and the like. But basically, we have them in motion in a particular direction, and they're all interrelating with each other, and that's how we come up with these numbers. And once again, these are the codes. The 258, the 714 is the 369 code, and 248751 is the 369 code, and 818181 is the 369 code, and the 369 code is essentially a manifestation of the number 9. And whatever we refer to as mathematics, in reality, it's nothing more than a manifestation of the number 9. And the universal law of numbers is the number 9, and it's the perfect arrangement of the number 9, and I will illustrate that a little bit more for you today. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to recap some of the things I did leading up to this, and then I'm going to complete it, and I'm going to show you where I was going with all of this. So basically what I did and what I do is I take, for instance, this line on top, and I multiply it by itself, and then I multiply it by all of the other numbers, lines going across, and we come up with these matrices. Each one of these matrices, like the universal law of numbers, will always be a demonstration of the 369 code. Now, this represents the whole, and it also represents each individual part. And I try and demonstrate that and illustrate for you that concept. And what I showed before is if we take this line and we add it or multiply it by itself in the other lines, we're going to come up with the 248751 code in whole and in each individual part. And I will illustrate what I mean by that. But basically here we have 4 in the middle. We have the 179449719 line, which is the third line going across in the universal law of numbers code, whereas 149779419 is the first code going across in the universal law of numbers code. And if we add these numbers up going across, we're going to come up with 369 numbers. And if we add these numbers going down, we're going to come up with 369 numbers. And they're always going to be the same number, and they're going to reduce to a 9 because the 369 code is the number 9, and anytime we multiply the number 9 by any number, it will always reduce to the number 9. So the same thing applies for this one, which is the next line going down. So now we have 159729489, and that is the line going across, separated by 1 from the 189189. It's the third line going across, and this is the second line going across. So everything will follow that pattern, and we will see what we get. So we have the one in the middle, the purple one is 4 and 2, and then we have 1 for the next one, and we have 5 for the next one, and we have 7 for the next one, and we have 8 for the next one, and I'm just showing you what occurs in that box so you can easily see. But in all reality, each one of these boxes, they will all individually follow the 369 code as well, and I will demonstrate that for you today. But just to look at this one, because they all have the same kind of thing going on, each individually, uniquely, however, they always have this aspect in common. They are following the 369 code. So what we have here is 1 and 4 is 5, 4 and 7 is 11 is 2, 7 and 1 is 8, so that's the 528 code. So that's just one way to show you the 528 code. But we have the 147 and the 741, and we have the 285 and 582, and we have 471 and 174, and 528, 825, etc., etc. Each one of these matrices will be the 369 code, and if we reduce the matrix itself, these are the numbers that you'll find in each one of these boxes, and they're also all going to be the 369 code. So as you can see, we have 6 ones there, that's a 6. We have 6 4s, 6 7s, 6 9s, 6 4s, 6 1s. That's always going to be a 369 number, because 1 times 6 is 6, 4 times 6 is 24, 2 and 4 is a 6, 7 times 6 is 42, 4 and 2 is a 6, 7 times, 4 times 6, again, 1 times 6. So basically that's how we come up with this arrangement, and you can see that it's quite symmetrical because it's 669, 669, 669, it's 699, 699, 699, it's 699, 699, 699, and that's the 369 code. And we'll go on to the next one, and I'll just show you that when I did it with 189, now we're getting 159729489, and when I do it with 189 against 189, we're getting the 119 line coming down diagonally, and that's the 5th line in the code. And if we do it against the 179 line, which is the 3rd line going down in the code, we're going to arrive at the, well, that would be the 3rd line going down in the code, and we're arriving at the 6th line going down in the code. And because we're on the 189s already. So now if we do the 189 against the 159 line, we're going to come up with the 149779419, which is the 1st line in the code. Add them across, add them going down. We're going to come up with 567. Each of these are 369 numbers, and that's the 369 code. And I'll just demonstrate quickly what happens with the 189 series. As with all of the series, we'll look in the middle, and we're going to get 4, and we're going to get 8, and we're going to get 7, and we're going to get 5, and we're going to get 1, and we're going to get 2. And that's the 248751 code in that box. But with all of the boxes, we will always arrive at the 248751 code. Now, I'll show you what that sequence looks like when we reduce that. The 189 sequence, we're going to arrive at the 369 code. And what I will point out for you is this important fact. If we look at this line, this row going down, well, in essence, what we have is we actually have the universal law of numbers code reappearing, because instead of going across, it's going down. Ones are the first row on the left, 487512 are the second ones on the left. Let's just show you. 4877512. Then we have 9999999, that's what we have here. Then we have 71714, that's what we have here. Then we have 784215, that's what we have here. Then we have the 9s, that's what we have here. Then we have, excuse me for that. Anyway, then once again we have 417417, that's what we have here. Then we have 181818, and that's what we have here. And then it finishes off with the row of 9s, and that's what we have here. So it's just basically demonstrating that we have some sort of perfect symmetry, and the whole thing is just repeating itself over and over and over. So if we take it to the next series in the Universal Law of Numbers code, we come with the 179. And if we just want to look at it individually, we'll see we have 7 and 1 is 8, 4 and 1 is 5, 7 and 4 is 11 is 2, 7 and 4 is 11 is 2, 4 and 1 is 5, 1 and 7 is 8. That's the 258 code. We get 179 or 174, 471, 417, 714. And so on and so forth. So you see the 147 code there. And we also have the 258 code, right? 8, 2, 5. 8, 2, 5. And as with all of them, it's always going to do it. If we look at the series, we will arrive at the 248751 code, and I'll just show it to you here. I'm demonstrating that in this box it's the 248751 code, which in this one goes 5, 7, 8, 4, 2, 1, and that's the 248751 code. And just like with the others, if we reduce that series, we get the 369 code with, in this case, 6s and 9s. It's 669, 669, 669, it's 669, 699, 699, 699. Coming down, we get 699, 699, and 699. I hope you could see that, but it's not important because you can take my word for it. And then if we come to the fourth line down in the code, the same thing is going to happen. It's going to have all of these same characteristics because it's going to go multiplying 159729489 by 129459789, which is the sixth line going across down in the code. We will arrive at the fifth line in this manner, 119119119, and each one of these will follow the 248751 code. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, and that's the 248751 code. And if we look at what happens when we reduce this one, we're also going to arrive at the 369 code, and it's going to be in this fashion, and it's going to look like this. And once again, if we look at this first line here, it's basically, it's the Universal Law of Numbers code, once again, just going down instead of in the crosswise fashion. So each one of these boxes, if we look at them individually, we will see that they're all following the 369 code. And basically what it's doing is, it's some sort of a geometrical structure, and it's in movement, but it's moving according to the 369 code. And what we have here on the next one is the fifth line going down, and that's going to be, if I can just get things in order for a second. Okay, so we have the fifth line down going across, which is 119, and if we multiply that by 149779419, we are actually going to get the 149779419 line back again. If we add them up going across and we add them up going down, we will see that we come up with the number 549, and all of these numbers are 369 numbers, and they also will have the perfect symmetry, just like all of the others. And take my word that this will be the 248751 code in there. 7, 8, 4, 2, 1, 5. And not only in that box, but in each one of these boxes, they will all individually demonstrate the 369 code. And if we reduce that series, we're going to come up with the 369 code just like we did with the others. This will be the universal law of numbers code all over again. And it will have all of the same characteristics as all of the others. And then this is the last line going down, well across on the original universal law of numbers, which is the 1, 2, 9, 4, 5, 9, 7, 8, 9. And we start the sequence all over again. And what we see in each individual one of these matrices is we see the 369 code. And what we see inside of each one of these boxes is the 369 code. And we can see it here, 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8. We can see 5, 2, let me see how that goes. Well, those are 5s, 2, and, all right, these are all going to be 5s. That means that these are all going to be 2s. 7 and 4 is a 2. And 7 and 4 is a 2. And 1 and 1 is a 2. Now we have 5. And now we have 2s. And now we're going to have 8s. 7 and 1 is an 8. 4 and 4 is an 8. 1 and 7 is an 8. So it's perfect symmetry. It's always perfect symmetry. We see it all over the place. 2, 5, 8. 2, 5, 8. You know, we can say 4, 7, 1. We can say 8, 2, 5. We can see 1, 4, 7. We can see 2, 5, 8. Or we can just say 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 1, which is the 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1 code. And if we reduce that set of numbers, we will arrive at the 369 code in that fashion. And it will be 639, 639, 639, 699, 699, 699, 699, 699, 699. It's the 369 code, and that's the important thing. And let me see here just quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I must have left one of them. Yep, there's the 6th one. I'm going to put that on the side because I'm going to come back to that because I need to demonstrate what that all means. Okay, so what does it mean? Well, now that's a bit of a mystery, but this knowledge that we have here, this is very ancient knowledge, and I believe that our ancestors, predecessors, whatever, they were aware of this code, hence these, ancient monuments we have and the symbology we have, etc. It's all very clear that, the pyramids or whatever, these are manifestations somehow of people, whatever, who understood this code. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to say about this. Now, the important thing to understand, once again, is that this universal law of numbers code, it is a manifestation of the number 9. And all of these important numbers that we have in the world, e, pi, phi, square root of 2, Fibonacci, and the series 1 through 9, which is an important sequence of numbers, they are all just a manifestation of the number 9, and they give us this thing that we refer to as mathematics. Now, what I will demonstrate for you today is that these important numbers, they're part of the family under this parental structure, so to speak. If you want to call it the father, if you want to call it the mother, the father of laws of mathematics, Mother Nature, in any case, each one of these numbers will follow the 369 code, and they will each do it in their own unique individual way. But it's very much I conjecture, but I'm not even conjecturing. It's what I'm demonstrating here is that these numbers have been falsely represented to us in our education system, whether in school or at the university or, whatever, mathematicians. They say that these are irrational numbers and they go on to infinity. They do go on to infinity, but that they follow no particular sequence, and I dispute that, and I demonstrate that right here for us today, and I've spoken of it before. They actually follow the 369 code, and they're probably doing it in such a fashion because as the universe expands, they're expanding with it, and they're just following the 369 code. So the first set of numbers that we have is the sequence 1 through the number 9, and I take these, and that's what I have here, and I show that they are also going to follow the 369 code, so we'll just examine this box that's circled, and we'll get 8, 4, 2, 1, 5, 7. Now, not only will that box follow the 369 code in the fashion of 248,751, each one of the boxes will follow the 369 code. And each one of the rows going across will add up to a 3, 6, or 9 number. Each one of these rows going down will add up to a 369 number. And when we add these numbers and add these numbers, we'll come up with the same number, and it will be a 9 number. And that's what I'm trying to point out. And if we reduce that sequence, we will also arrive at the 369 code, and we will arrive at 699, 699, 699. In this particular case, we'll get 639, 639, 639. We'll have 9s down here. We'll have 399s across, 699s across, 399s across, 699s across, 399s across, 699s across. And that's a perfect arrangement of the numbers 3, 6, and 9, and gives us the 369 code, just as the other one did. So now we'll move on and we'll just look at another one of these sequences. And in this case, it will be the Fibonacci numbers. And the Fibonacci numbers are going to do the same thing because they belong to the Universal Law of Numbers code, and they will also follow the 369 code. And I will demonstrate with this box right here quickly. And we're going to get 1, and we're going to get 5, 7, 8, 2, 4. And that's 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1. And that's the Fibonacci numbers. And the Fibonacci numbers like 5, they have the number 0 in them. And we can say that 0 is in the 369 code. And one reason we might say that is because if we go from 3 and we minus 3, we get to 0. And then if we go minus 3 more, we get to minus 3. So that's sort of the way I look at 0, and it's in the 369 code. And the Fibonacci numbers, they are the Fibonacci numbers. But each one of these boxes, they will all follow the 369 code in their each individual way, and we can kind of look at it here. 8, 5, 2, 7, 4, 1. 4, 7, 1, 8, 2, 5. We also get 369, 369, 369. Now, we don't get 3s and 6s in the original code, but we get them in their own way because it's the 369 code, and the Fibonacci numbers are part of the 369 code. So, if we look at the Fibonacci numbers and we reduce them, well, we get the 369 code like that. And now I'll move on to 5, which is another one in this of the numbers that belong to the Universal Law of Numbers code. And we'll look at the circled one, and we'll get 2, 1, 5, 7, 8, 4, and that's the 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1 code. And if we reduce those numbers and we show each one of the boxes, we'll always get the 369 code. And phi is quite interesting because the 0 comes in the middle arrangement. And we can look at it a little bit closer if you like. Maybe you can't see all those, but here's the top line. You see we get the 248751 code. We get the 181818 code. We get the 714s. We get that top left-hand corner is 6 ones, which is a 6. And 6 is part of the 369 code. And that's how we get the 369 code, 696309993. Once again, if we add these numbers up, going down, or add these numbers going across, we'll arrive at a number 9, if we reduce it. And now we'll move on to pi, which is the next number I'm demonstrating in this sequence. And it must be following the 369 code as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't be raving around about all of this right now. But we'll just look at it. 8, 4, 2, 1, 5, 7. And I don't think anybody out there is going to believe that's a coincidence, because each one of these boxes will follow the 369 code. And we'll get 369 numbers on the side, and we'll get 369 numbers on the bottom. And if we add them up going down and across, we'll get a 9 number, which in this case is 513, and 5 and 1 and 3 is 9. And if we look at these individually, well, this matrix as a whole, we're going to get 1, 4, 7, 7, 4, 1, and we're going to get 4, 7, 1, 1, 7, 4, and we're going to get 5, 2, 8, 8, 2, 5, and we're going to arrive at the 369 code in that fashion. And if we were to reduce all of those numbers, we will arrive at the 369 code in that fashion, because pi is part of the universal law of numbers and it follows the 369 code, as do all of the other important numbers. And the next important number we will address is the square root of 2. Now, the square root of 2, as we know, that's used in geometry and trigonometry, etc., because we use it in the Pythagorean theorem, and we look at right triangles with it, and right triangles are one of the objects that we have in our universal law of numbers geometric matrix, because we have we have straight lines, 1, 8, 1, 8, 1, 8. Well, that's a straight line. We have equilateral triangles. We have which are these 3 6s and 9s and 1 4 7s and 2 5 8s, as I demonstrated. We have circles, and that's why we have pi, and we have spirals in our universe, and that's why we have the Fibonacci numbers, because they all interrelate with each other, they all come together, and they all work and move in perfect unity in our perfect universe. Now, with the square root of 2, we can look at this box again. 5, 7, 8, 4, 2, and 1, and that's the 248751 code. And if we look at it as a matrix itself, we're going to have 147741. That's the 471 code. We're going to have 285 and 582. That's the 285 code. And it's just going to be that. Now, in each one of these first lines going down in these matrices, since all of these numbers begin with a 1, this line going down, this row going down, will be the number. So this is the square root of 2. Okay, that's what makes it individual. These matrices are all distinct. They're all unique because they are the individual numbers. But the one thing that they have in common is the many things that they have in common are the characteristics that I'm speaking of. Here we have 51, 51, 51, 51, 57, 51, 45, 57, 63.